The humanitarian situation in Gaza is a total disaster. And it is a total disaster because it's the combination of two things. First, a military campaign that has have the highest level of killing and destruction that I remember in any other military campaign since I am Secretary General anywhere in the world. And the military campaign that has a certain chaotic nature. First, the north was attacked, people were told to go to the south, then the center was attacked and people was also told to go to the south, but all of a sudden they had to go back to the north because apparently the problem was not solved. Then they went to the south, but all of a sudden they went to the center again because also apparently the problem in the center was not solved. And anytime people were told to move to somewhere else, and people were moving from place to place in search of a safety that doesn't exist in any place. The second reason is because the level of humanitarian aid is totally out of proportion with the needs. First of all, we are in a situation of total lawlessness, a situation where the law and order has completely disappeared. Nobody is in charge of security anywhere in the area of Gaza. So we see convoys looted at any moment. And worst, we had in 3 successive days 3 UN convoys that were hit by fire on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. On Sunday, the bullets were lost, but on Monday and Tuesday, 5 bullets and 4 bullets penetrated our vehicles, and they were shot by the Israeli military. Even if the deconflicting had been established, and there were all reasons to suppose that those convoys could be moving in safely. So with total insecurity, total lawlessness, and then all the obstacles of a permanent negotiation in which difficulty after difficulty is put in relation to security equipment, in relation to the so-called dual-use items, and all other things that are needed for an effective humanitarian aid. With the combination of these obstacles, with the total insecurity in the country, humanitarian aid is far from being sufficient. And let's not also forget that our humanitarian appeal is only 36% funded. So the combination of these two factors, the way the military operations are conducted, and the dramatic circumstances in which humanitarian aid is distributed, create a very dramatic humanitarian situation.
Kristen Salumi from Al Jazeera. Thank you so much, Secretary General. Given the attacks on UN convoys, have you reached out to Prime Minister Netanyahu while he's in the United States? And if you were able to talk to him, what would your message be?
I have not reached out to the Prime Minister, but our people have been reaching out both to Israeli authorities and also to other countries exactly in order to make sure that this kind of regrettable incidents are not repeated.
Secretary General, thank you. Yesterday, Prime Minister Netanyahu addressed a joint session of the U.S. Congress, and he described his vision for a post-war Gaza. He described it as, quote, a demilitarized and de-radicalized Gaza. He said Israel does not seek to resettle Gaza, but it must retain overriding security control to prevent the resurgence of terror. I would like to get your reaction to his vision and whether it could foster a two-state solution or not.
There was nothing said yesterday that is new, so there is nothing that was said that deserves comment. And obviously, we absolutely must keep the two-state solution as the only possible long-term solution for peace in the region, independently of whatever is said by whoever, wherever.
Thank you very much, Secretary General. This is Sharifa from Anadolu Agency. Building on my colleague's remarks on Mr. Netanyahu's speech at the Congress, I was hoping you didn't have to watch it because we had to. But he said, allow me to quote, "Despite all the lies you heard, the war in Gaza has one of the lowest ratios of combatants to non-combatants casualties in the history of urban warfare." And he also argued that the number of civilians killed by Israeli forces in Rafah were practically none. So as you said today, sir, the level of civilian killings in Gaza is unparalleled and unprecedented since you have become Secretary General in 2007. So how do you evaluate these allegations? Thank you.
My answer is simple. To whom people believes in relation to that? I am very at ease in relation to this question.